Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to another live. Um, so it was not really a planned live tonight. What's in this live tonight? Well, in the title, it was editing photos live in Lightroom. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I went out. Well, you would have seen on my live that I did on Facebook today. I went and did some photos up at Gardeners Falls. And you are going to get a sneak peek of all the photos that I took in this live because I've got to edit them out. Angelique, hello, Paul. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. Julie's in the comments. So, guys, if you've got anything, she can answer in the comments. Now, I need these photos edited before I edit the video that I did or the videos that I made. So, this is kind of backwards because the photos you're going to see before you actually even see the video. Now, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. At the end of the day, yeah, you do get to see the photos before the video comes out, but some people like seeing the editing process. And when I edit it, I can talk more about the story behind the photo or little bits more on these lives than I would have put in on the video, because most of my videos that I do on YouTube are not very long. I don't really drag out a video. I'm not going for the extra ads and all that. Like, you got to go over 8 minutes to put another ad in there. You go 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever the next bracket is, and you get another ad in there and another one and another one. At the end of the day, I want to get my point across of the photos that I take, why I like them, what draws me to them, whatever. So I took a few different photos. I tried a couple of panoramics. So we're going to go through the process of editing them, stitching them together, seeing which one looks better. And I can talk you through the composition that I see in these photos. So I'm not going to drag it out too much. Guys, if you are going to stick around, thank you very much for your support. If this is not a thing that you want to see, well, that's understandable. I just thought while I edit these photos, I'll do a live. I can talk about it, and you guys can learn a little bit if you want, or you can see my process on how I think about my photos. Like, not all these photos may be nice, whatever. I enjoyed my afternoon. I almost ended up on my butt in the creek at one point with my camera. I would have been funny to video it, but I wasn't videoing it from the edge. But whoever was watching, and there was plenty of people around, would have been laughing, because if that was me standing watching someone doing that, I would have been laughing myself. But it's okay. Now I've got... Grab a drink. Let's sit down and go through these photos. Now, I'm going to switch Here we go. Now you can see what I can see on my laptop. I'm going to look to the comments as much as I can in case anyone's got a question. Throw it up. Now, in the video, you'll see that I haven't even got to the falls yet. And this grabbed my eye. These fungi, fungus, excuse me, whatever you want to call it, caught my eye as I was walking down. I've got four different photos. You can't quite see it because where you can see me down the bottom corner, there's the timeline. So, just like a little thing. This is the first image. So I've changed it up. Like I'm doing test shots. I'm trying different things. Now I would love to have the reflection in the water, but I probably shouldn't have had the polarizer on because you can only just see the reflection there. Now, if I didn't have the polarizer on, you'd probably see more of a reflection of the fungi. But I love the polarizer because, well, that one's got no polarizer on and that one has. So you can see the difference. It makes the greens pop. It makes the sheen come off the water. Like you can just see it cuts the glare. Now, I zoomed in a little bit on this one. That one was, what was that one? That was 90 mil. That was 130 millimeter. So, yeah. Now, you know what the funny thing is? The beautiful part about this photo was this is a little story you won't see in the video, but this is a good thing about me doing these lives because I can talk about these photos and the little stories behind these photos. So as I was doing this photo, a family seeing me all set up with my camera out and all that, and they were wondering what I was looking at. What caught my eye? What caught my eye was the fungi on the log across the creek. And their daughter enjoys doing photography and stuff like that, or taking photos. So they stopped and they wanted to take some photos with their phones of what I was looking at. And then they asked me, did I get a really good shot? And I think I may have got a nice shot. I just got to edit it up and see how it comes out. Now, to me, that's priceless. The moment someone stops, takes interest in what I'm looking at or what I'm doing, it's priceless because I can show them what I enjoy and I can share it with them. So, and then they asked me if I had Facebook or something like that, and I said yeah, because they asked me. They said, "Are you a photographer?" I said, "No, I'm not a photographer. I do it as a hobby because I'm not a photographer. I don't get paid for what I do." And I just enjoy it. So now I take different photos, different focal lengths and stuff like that. See, and this is the thing. I can actually show you in full screen what I'm looking at now, which is cool. Now, this to me is an interesting shot. Now, I've tried different techniques with taking this photo. If you look up in the top right-hand corner, you can see the histogram. Now, if you go from this one, okay, the histogram is like that. Now, it changes, it moves over, and then I keep moving different settings around to move the histogram. Now, I've been watching a photographer on. Yeah, I do. They can look very interesting. Different textures, different colors, different styles. I do enjoy the fungi and taking photos of them. Now, I'm changing different things around on my camera, and what I was doing was changing the exposure to move the histogram. Now, I normally always underexpose all my images because I don't like the highlights being too much. But some people say that highlights are easier to bring down than bringing up shadows. So I don't know. I'm just trying different things. I learn as I go. So with this image, I overexposed to bring my histogram over to raise my shadows. But also my highlights are going to be really high. So now I've got to bring my highlights down. But I do like this one. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll work with this one. First, what I'm going to do is definitely going to crop it. I always start off with a crop, especially if you're going to be putting these images on Instagram, whatever. Instagram, the ratio is the 4:3. Now you can see the 4:3 is no good for me because it cuts unless I go like that and I cut out those two mushrooms over here. A 4:3 is that. Now that's the thing. If I want to put on Instagram 4:3, 16:9 can go on Instagram as well, but I shot 16:9. It just kind of cuts it back a little bit. Now, I could probably live without these couple mushrooms here and go with the 4:3 because I don't like this rock here. So if I wanted to go a 16:9, I would pull it up like that just so I could get the rock out of the thing. Now, I always when I do my zoom into things, I allow that I'm going to crop. So I always go a little bit past the edges of where I'm going to take a photo. Now, I might go with the 4:3. Because I think with the 4:3, it really sits well. Because the rule of thirds, what you can see there is the rule of thirds. So you want your bottom 3 squares should be your foreground, midground, and then top. Rule of thirds. Always rule of thirds. Now, okay. Not really any of those questions I can understand. All good. And Julie's there busy talking away. All good. I think I might run with this for a picture. I think that looks really nice. I haven't even edited, but I like how it looks as an image. It sits well within it. It's got a lot of interesting things. It's got that log in the background there. It's got a bit of greenery up the top. Now, I need to definitely. I don't think I need to change the exposure too much. Bring up the contrast a little bit. Now, definitely got to bring down the highlights a little bit because they are really bright. and probably the whites. Now, first, what I might do is just say, okay, let's go auto. See what auto wants to do. Now, auto does want to bring it down, but they want to raise the whites. I don't want the whites up. I want the shadows maybe lift a little bit, but I don't want it to lift up really light. I like a dark image generally. I like the cooler tones. Like I can change if I change the white balance to a cloudy day because it was cloudy. You can see how bright it warms up the image, but I'm not a fan of it. I have done that in the one of the pano shots, and I will correct that. But yeah, it's just I like a little bit of a cooler image, probably too cool. That makes the green pop a little bit by just lowering the tint a little bit. Now, exposure is probably a little bit too much. Probably there. Now, bring up the texture, clarity a little bit, dehaze. It just caught my eye. These little mushrooms. I don't know, just stood out. I hadn't seen them before. Obviously, they've just sprouted up probably in the last few days because they haven't died or anything like that. It's in really good focus. As you can see, this is what they call pixel peeping. It's in pretty good focus. So I did a good job of getting it in focus. Whoop. Okay, so now black and white. Adobe Landscape, Vivid. I think I might go landscape. Landscape looks all right. Okay. Everyone's talking. Awesome. So this is definitely the first image of Cal from Cebu. I hope I said that right. I am bad at reading. So yeah, this is the first in the video that will be coming. I'll probably edit the video tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I'm going for a dive. Can't wait to get underneath the water. It's been too long since I've jumped in the water. So I'm really looking forward to getting underneath the water and seeing all my little fishy friends. Excuse me. Yes, we do very much love Cebu. There is plenty of waterfalls in Cebu I need to take photos of. Details. Definitely gonna deal with lens correction. Just because obviously your lenses are curved, so this helps flattens out the image. And thank you for saying that it's a nice photo. I just love the mushrooms, the fungi. That's what caught my eye. So I thought it looked really nice as a photo, and a bit of a nice background along the creek line. Oh, that looks nice. Putting a little bit of a vignette on it. So we started with that to that so far. Boom. Okay. Um, Now I have been playing with calibration a little bit lately. Well, not really lately. On the last photo that I edit. I love Zoe. Daddy loves you. So, ooh. So the calibration, it's playing with your colors, your color ranges. So, um, you're talking about your red primaries, your green primaries, and your blue primaries. So, any colors like your magenta, your red, your orange, green is your green, your blue, your light blue, your yellow, and then your blues into your purples. So this can really change an image a lot, depending. See how I've just changed it by going right over to the yellow, right over to the green. Now I only wanted a little bit. Oops. So yeah, I'm just playing with the calibrations, the colors there. Um, Trying to keep it a little bit natural, but making colors pop. Now, um, there is other things by going into your HSL panel or your color panel. Um, go all. Now this brings up all of them, like your hue, your saturation, your luminance. Um, and then, excuse me, your colors. Now, I could really make the greens pop. I can make them do whatever I want. You can really manipulate your colors. Now, to me, what do I want out of this image? Nothing more, really. Um, I like the um, the color tones in the greens, the log, the fungi, the water, the back. It just looks good. I don't think I need to change anything in color wise. So I'm going to leave that one as it is. Um, I think there's not much more I want to um, change in this image. Everything seems really good, and I'm happy with it. Just a simple edit. Doesn't have to be fantastic. Doesn't have to be um, center. No, maybe left. Yeah, left's good. Done. So then I will export that to my 90D photos in the left. Export. It's gone. All right. So that's the first photo, and that's what caught my eye. A little story with the family that I met. If they jump on the Facebook page, welcome. And if they see this video, it was nice meeting you guys. So Now, I was just playing around with the camera because when I came down to the waterfall, the family were there taking some photos. So I was playing with this little water thing on the side while they were doing their stuff. So now this photo, this is just a test shot, me playing, getting things to where I was happy with what I was doing. Um, quite a fair few, as you can see, of this image, and you can tell like there's that certain things are changing. All right. Excuse me. Been a long day. Now, what was the significance of this photo? Well, this is one of my favorite falls at Gardeners Falls, not the main fall. Today was the first time that I actually took a proper photo of the main fall. But the story behind this fall was in my progression from when I first bought my 800D to now that I've got the 90D. Basically, I bought heaps and heaps of different lenses, and I just got gung ho buying as much stuff as I could with my camera gear instead of perfecting what I bought. So, what I mean by this is the fact that I should have just picked one lens, paid the decent money for it, and worked with that lens. Saved up money. Once I perfected using that one lens, save up the money, buy another lens, perfect that one, buy the next lens, perfect that one. Now, right now, I have got 4 lenses that I use. I've got what they class as the Holy Trinity for landscape photography. Plus, I've got one lens for portrait photography. Oh God, here comes the bad pickup lines by Julie again. So basically, this photo is a reenactment of my cover photo on the Facebook page because it was done with my wide angle lens, and that was the first lens I bought, and I spent big money on. I bought it brand new from Japan, got it sent over. So then I use my wide angle lens for everything, which is keep you up all night. Okay. Wide angle lenses are great, but you get limited to what you can do with them because sometimes getting the whole scene is not the best. You want to narrow it down. Now, I know that I'm going to crop this, and I'll probably crop it where I go just below that rock because I love that rock, and up there. So probably up there, across there, down. I've got a pano of this. I did a photo of it vertical to try and have a look to see what it'd be. Different things. all with wide angle lens because I know I'm going to crop it. Now, I don't think I like the images that I took of the portrait up because the sky was boring, and I love the rainforest backdrop there. So let's have a look which image I like the best. I'm going to start from the back before I went into portrait. Okay, so that's where I'm starting to go into my pano shot. So I'll get into that in a minute. Now, in the video, I talk about how I took heaps of photos of this, and I did. I took probably 20 odd different photos. Why did I take so many of the same thing? Well, it's simple. It's long exposure photography. Now, right here, you'll get different patterns from one photo to the next, to the next, to the next. Now, it's because of it's a long exposure photo and your shutters are open for so long. And I think this was a 1 second, 1.6 seconds that the exposure was open for. So it creates a movement in the water. And if you take enough shots, you can really get to see a different pattern, and then you can just pick which pattern, because all the waterfalls are going to look the same. The rock's going to look the same. The background's going to look the same. Everything's going to look the same, except for I've got a ghost in the background of this one. Because, like I said, I had people. You can see there's blurs here. That's people walking through my photo as I'm taking the image. I'm basically just looking for a different pattern in the water. So I'm just looking for which one, and I don't think it really matters because they're all very much the same. Last time I did this photo, back when I first got the camera, I actually got like a love heart sort of shape in the water, which was pretty cool. At the moment, it's just all pretty much the same. Yeah, so I'm not worried about the water at the moment. It didn't really change. Basically, what I'm looking at now is just the background with the light changing in the background. That one. So we're going to have a look at this one. Four by 3 didn't really change it all that much. Now, what you can see is just trying to line up this image, but I'm also leaving a little bit of a gap down here so I can put my name photography, Timothy McCabe photography, little watermark there. I give myself a little bit of room there. So we're gonna go yes on this one. We go full page, full thing. Now, I just love the layers, different drop offs, and everything of the waterfall of this one. Um, it was flowing decent, the water. Um, oh, geez. Julie's going through it. Cheesy pickup lines again. Um, so we're gonna bring down the. Like I said before, I'm not a fan of the real warm tones in some of these photos. I like mine a little bit cooler. Like I was probably in the wrong time of the day where it is got the warmer light. I love my early morning photos. It's a little bit dark, a little bit more moodier here, but it's all right. I'm going to work with it and see with what I can come up with. Definitely got to try and bring down some of these color, these highlights in the background. That's probably what I need is to bring out a radial filter, graduated filter, I should say. Yeah, the gradient filter. We can darken it down a little bit. Probably bring down the highlights, whites, blacks, contrast. Now this is starting to get to an image that I like. It's a little bit darker in the background. Slowly getting there. I love that rock there. It's not like I can pick that rock up and move it anyway. It's weigh a ton plus it's part of the creek bed. But I love that rock. It gives it a real interesting foreground. Like even if that rock wasn't there, it'd still be a wonderful waterfall. But that rock really helps an interesting foreground. Don't need to work for it. It's kind of a gimme photo as long as you risk um, not falling on your butt, which I nearly did. It's just an easy set up a camera and shoot kind of photo. Yeah, definitely don't need to really think about anything in this photo. Set up camera and take a photo. Um, do. So then we. Oh yeah, that's one thing I was playing with the other day too. It was the color grading, which is that's a whole animal in itself. Trying to understand that. I try and keep my edits and everything very minimal because I'm only a simple person. Um, so yeah. I try not to take things too far. Lens correction. And this one was taken on the 10 to 20 mil wide angle lens. All right, let's have a look at the calibration. Let's see what. These are reds at the moment. Let's. Yeah, really changes the green tones. It's just a black and white image now. I don't know. I'm just mucking around. Just playing around. All right. So I might bring down the red primary a little bit. Bring up the blue, the green primary. And bring out the blue primary a little bit. Put a little bit of saturation in these two. So let's have a look. Yeah, I could be happy with that one. Maybe if I just raise the shadows a little bit. It's not bad. So yeah, this was a reenactment of one of the very first photos of this waterfall that I ever did. And I think I did a better shot this one than I did last time. Sounds like Julie's telling lies again in the comments. But yes, go to the watermark down the left-hand corner. Beautiful. And that's the thing. Some of these photos I want to redo because some of these photos I was learning as I was going. So when I learn something new, I go back to the same spot and try and reenact that photo. Like there's some photos that you just can't reenact. This one is pretty simple to reenact because it's a waterfall. As long as someone doesn't kill all the trees in the background and the water's flowing, it's a simple photo to reenact. Now, I don't know if I like. Oops. Probably a little bit too big. the colors of the waterfall is bothering me. Seeing if I can luminance. Oops, we want to invert that. Yes, invert that. Yep. Okay, stop showing it. Bring that down. Bring up the contrast. Highlight. Whites. Oh, that's starting to look so much better. Bring down the blacks a little bit. I've got a thing with waterfall photography that the water is too bright and it bothers me. Hello, Paul. Welcome. So I prematurely exported the photo that I took of this one. Now, done. Let's go to, yeah. See, I like this one a lot better. It's just the water. So that's what, oops. What did I do? Yeah. Hit the wrong button. So that's what I started with to where I'm at. So I'll have to export this again, previous, use unique name. So we minimize that. Bring up that. Okay. Here's the two photos. Now, I don't know if you guys will see the difference, but to me, I can see the difference. So that's the one I just edited. Change. See the whiteness in the waterfall. I like that one better than that one. That one's too bright. Just the small things. Mary, good evening. And that's why a lot of these photos that I take never get seen, because I find something wrong with it and I delete it and don't pass it on. Like if the fungi one didn't show up right, I would have got rid of it. Now, there was one photo I took right at the end of the day, and it's this one here. It's just a log that's in the water. I'm going to play around with that one. I don't know if it turned out right or whatever, but it's something that's been catching my eye. And if there's one message I can pass on to people, it's if something takes your eye in photography and you're curious about it, take a photo, see if you like it, what's good about it, what's bad about it, or whatever. Then you can work out yourself whether you like it or not. But you never know until you take that one photo. Okay, I missing a lot of this conversation, but hey, that's okay. You just keep chatting away. All right. So now I'm going to stitch a panoramic. So select all three, go into photo merge, Panoramic. Now, it's going to stitch them all together and try and make fill edges. Maybe I'm over too far one way, not getting the other way. Oh, I don't know. Probably a bit better. All right, let's merge them. Bring them into all together. Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone that's joining. Just letting this one merge everything. I think the other pano shot that I did was like a 5 or 6 5-shot pano. So that should be an interesting shot. Okay, definitely got to crop it. And as a crop, it's going to definitely be a 16:9. Now, it doesn't really look all that much different to the actual shot that I took. And that's the thing, guys. Like, I don't know until I take these shots how they're going to turn out, whether they look any good or whatever. Maybe this shot was too minimal. I needed probably more space to make it really show up. Like, I probably needed to go that way more and that way more. But do I like this photo? It's no different than the photo I took before. It's a little bit bigger, shows you a little bit more of the rocks, but it doesn't really do much, really. I don't know. I'm not. Oops. I'm not sold on it. Let's say that. Definitely not sold on this image of this pano. But let's have a look. Let's edit it anyway. And we'll have a look from there. So we definitely need to do the same sort of textures, clarity, dehaze, saturation, no. Sharpness. Done. Tone curve. Yep. No, not color grading details. As always, had a bit of a vignette. Just draws your eye to the center of the screen, wherever you're trying to showcase them. Calibration. Definitely want to bring down the yellow, the reds, up them. I suppose just very much similar to before. So yeah, very much similar to before. Nothing really different. Export that the same. It'll be down in the left-hand corner. All right, so this was the portrait style of this waterfall. That I did. No. Yeah. No, I don't like it. Because that sky cuts in. Don't like it. So this is one thing, guys, like you never see this shot. If that was rainforest up here and there was no sky, I'd definitely probably work with this shot. But yeah, it just excuse me, doesn't work for me. Now that means that this pano may not work for me I like because it's gonna add the sky into it. Okay, cancel. Just merge it to a panoramic. So this one's a 5-shot panoramic vertical. I was just curious to see how it look. I honestly don't really know about this one. It's these are shots are just whatever. Try it while I'm doing it. So we'll see what happens. 50 years. Yeah, she gets married at 50 years old. By then I can trade her in for a newer model. All right, so got to crop it. Done. I don't like them. All right, even though I don't like it, I'm just going to still work with it because I'll put it in the video, and it's up to you guys what you think. Excuse me. To me, I'm not a fan of the sky in the top. I would have loved canopy all the way through it. Spot removal. I can't see anything there, so all good. Just thinking there might have been some spot removal, but there wasn't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the panoramic on this one. I got to work on that. That's one thing I got to work on is the panoramics. I'll do a better job at learning those, so that can be something I can work on in the future. Is work on the panoramics. Oops. Yeah, sorry, I'm not talking. Just getting dragged into the edit. Too much, that's fine. Lane correction. Do calibrations. Down a little bit. Up a bit. Up a bit. Loading. That's a pretty cool screensaver. If anything, it looks good as a screensaver. All right, we export that. Previous. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Computer running slow. So this is the main waterfall. So what I was doing was just doing test shots, zooming in, zooming out. Zooming out, zooming in. And then I was actually just changing my position to see where I liked the best. Then I found a composition in the far corner that I really, really, really liked. And that composition ended up being this one here. I'm still working on, because of this tree was the thing that I liked the most, was that one tree just over the waterfall. So then my battle, as you can see, the person here, because there's a heap of people sitting over here and people wanted to get down around the waterfall. So my battle was trying to get photos of this waterfall without people being in the background. And I'm trying different settings, changing it all around. I think I end up settling on that one. Yeah, that one. Now, I'm gonna 16:9 it. Just try and line up that tree in the center a bit more. Now, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I've actually got two people's heads right here. And they were sitting over in the back. So, what do you do with that? We go spot removal. We go you and you. And then we go done. We zoom out. And now you're not going to really notice that. If you zoom in on my screen, you're going to see it. But on the grand scheme of things, you're not going to pick up on it. They were a pain in the butt, but I couldn't do anything about it. And I just I'll just remove it in the actual process. So we're going to want to darken this down a touch. Definitely that waterfall is too bright in the water. Now, you can see it's off center, the waterfall, but the fact is that the waterfall actually zigzagged. So it went down, across, and then back down. With that tree in the background's why I decided to go on that angle, because I could put it smack bang over top of that waterfall. So yeah, the waterfall does go off onto an angle, but that's just because of how it winds. I wasn't going to change my position just because I found, once I seen that tree there, I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool looking. I'm going to go with that. Now, this water is definitely bothering me how bright it is. So I'm going to try and make a mask for it, like I have been on the other and try and reduce the yep, I got it. And try and reduce the brightness of that water so it's not so in your face. Just I like my water to be a bit more subtle in my image. I don't want it to stand out. Some people may say I'm wrong, but hey, that's okay. This is my image, and if I choose to want to change it a little bit, alter it a little bit, so be it. That's my prerogative. Done. Now, probably live with lifting the colors up a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna change the exposure up the top. So I want the top of the image to be just a touch more down. Contrast. Raise the shadows. Touch. Bring the blacks down a touch. Just tweaking. Always tweaking. Tone curve. Highlights up. Like, ooh, shadows. Midtones. Midtones looks. Ooh. It's a bit better. I thought that water just get. See the before and after photos. Okay. Once I do the edit on this one, I'll show the before and after on all of them. Details. Correction. And this one was taken on the 70 to 200 millimeter lens that I got at 90 millimeters, which is not exactly right for crop sensor because it's a full frame lens and that's a whole different animal in itself. But I'll just say it's bring those down. So it's not a terrible image. A lot of people love jumping off these rocks into the water. I actually haven't jumped off this one yet. Oh no, I have. I have once. Very long time ago. Cold water. Then we will watermark, center, done, export, center, export. All right. So before and after, this one was that was before and after. I like how the water has changed. It's not so white. See a little bit more into it. So that was before and after on that one. The Pano that was before, after, before, after. The other Pano before, after. And then on this one, I was before and after. Oh, and there was, don't forget the mushrooms, the magic mushies. Then we got these little fellas. Oh, shit, before and after. Yeah. This was kind of a on the way home, stop and let's have a look. So that's just a test shot. And then I'm just starting to work through different test shots to try and smooth out that water and change things a little bit. So I'm going to go for this one. Oh, I thought a 1x1 crop would be where I'd want to go with this one. Wow, they really brighten that one up. Almost too bright. Yeah, missing things. All good. Yeah, I don't know what I actually think of this image. Just take something completely out of the image. I'll do just removing certain things that I don't like in the image. I don't know. Do I think that it worked? Not really, no. I think I wouldn't say I wasted my time on this one, but the fact that I just don't think it works. It's more so than anything. But I never knew until I actually stopped and took a photo of it. But while I'm going, I'm just going to keep tweaking. You never know. There may be something may grab my eye and say, hey, I actually like this one, but I don't know. No, I don't know. Not a fan of it so far. Didn't really do anything. Yeah, nah, I don't really like it. But there's too much going on in the image, like too much rubbish around it. I love the pattern in the wood. That's what got my attention, was the actual wood itself. Now, if I could have zoomed in more on just the wood itself, let's see if we can crop tighter. Now, this is asking a lot to crop in tighter. There we go. Out there thing. Ooh. Actually, it's cropped probably too. Maybe a bit there. Now, I like this one a little bit more because it was the wood that intrigued me. Now, this is what I mean. Take your shot. It doesn't need editing. It needs a lot of editing. You gotta look at your what sparks your imagination. What made you stop? What made you want to get out the camera? What made you think, oh, hang on, let's have a look at this. Now, what made me think of that was the simple fact of black and white with that wood texture. Now, I would love to being able to get a little bit closer to this and zoom in a little bit tighter instead of being so back like I was. Because I was zoomed into 200 millimeter. I couldn't go any closer. I probably could have if I ran through all the crap. But I didn't want to go to the extent that I should have. Because I think in this image, you can see that there's reeds just here. So that was the grandest scale of things. Like this was just off the bank, but there was just a heap of reeds here, swamp, marsh sort of stuff. And I didn't really want to go through it all. But that was the thing that intrigued my image out of this bigger scale. So we might go export this one and I'll have a look at it, see if it grows on me. Sometimes an image may grow on you. So let's see if it grows on me. All right, guys. Well, that was it. That was all the images that I took today. I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 images up at Gardeners Falls, multiple different types. Julie sent me a message. What did she send me? Excuse me. I don't know. That question, Bob, I don't know. I'd have to have a look at the image itself. She asked me, can I restore old photos? I would have to see the photo before I could say yes or no, because I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. That's from her. Okay. If I have a look at the photo, maybe I'd do my best to see if I could edit it. If you want to send it through to us, I'd be happy to look at it for you. But I can't make any promises because I just don't know. I'm not the best at editing photos and all that. I just can do my best. Beth, she's on cooking dinner. Okay. So they're all the images that I went through, guys, that I did. Tomorrow I'll edit the video and I'll probably release it again tomorrow night so you guys can have a look and all these photos can go into the video. I just thought I'd do a bit of a live with the editing of the photos. So look out for the video coming soon. It's getting late here. I'm going to have to get some sleep because in the morning I'm jumping in the water, going for a dive. Looking forward to that. And then, yeah, tomorrow edit the video and then probably look at going doing some more photos tomorrow afternoon somewhere where I don't know. I have to find a place. Excuse me. Find a place, take more photos and another video. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for jumping on, taking the time out of your day for this live. Thank you so very much. And I'll see you on the next live, the next video, the next Facebook post. Please stay tuned, guys. The support means a lot. And I need it. Your help for me to try and help others. I can't do it alone. Yeah. If you help me, I can help others. And that's the way of the world. Yes, very much. Enjoy your weekend. I hope I see some cool things tomorrow underwater and try and get some photos of them or some videos or whatever. And I'll put them up on my other channel. I know that's been pretty quiet, but I haven't been under the water for, probably 4 weeks now. 3 or 4 weeks since I've been underwater. Long time. All right, guys. Take it easy. Stay safe. And I'll see you on the next live and next post. Next whatever. Stay safe. Kiss your loved ones. Good night, guys.